Wink News begins with breaking news.
Good morning. It's Thursday, August 14th. I'm Jen Stacy.
And I'm Rob Spicker. 6 o'clock. Our breaking news at the end of a massive search for 2 escaped teenagers from the Fort Myers Youth Academy.
Fort Myers police confirmed they found 2 juveniles about 3 miles away at the intersection of State Road 82 and Buckingham Road. The overall search lasted for about 4 hours. Wink News received several calls from several viewers about the heavy police activity they saw. And this morning, those 2 involved are in custody.
So Wink News reporter Stephanie Susskind is live for us at the Juvenile Assessment Center with all the latest breaking details. Good morning.
Good morning, Rob and Jen. Wink News has learned those 2 juveniles are being booked here at the Juvenile Assessment Center. This was a very large scene for hours overnight. We'll show you what it looked like when Wink News arrived on State Road 82 overnight. This all happened just after 11 o'clock. Fort Myers Police and Lee County Sheriff's deputies began a massive search for these 2 juveniles. Now, we've learned that they ran away from that Fort Myers Youth Academy on Ortez Avenue, so a large part of State Road 82 was closed on and off overnight at Forum Boulevard. There were canines out, the helicopter searching for these 2 people who had run away. Now, a lot of neighbors in the area also were not able to get back to their homes because it was all blocked off. Many of them gathered at a local gas station. Take a listen to what one person had to say.
Yeah, they told us it was 2 escaped prisoners. And I'm like, I just want to get home.
Yeah.
And I'm telling them I live right there.
Now we're still looking to get more information on who these 2 juveniles are. However, we can tell you the Fort Myers Youth Academy is a residential program for men 14 to 18 years old. Reporting live in downtown Fort Myers, Stephanie Susskind, Wink News this morning.
Now, Wink weather on the ones.
All right, 6:01 the time. Thanks, Stephanie, for that Wink News Sky Cam. The live look outside as we get a look at your weather on the ones here on our Thursday morning. Most of you dry right now, but go ahead and pack the umbrella in the backseat of the car this morning, as we will see some pockets of downpours out there. Now, some of you have already had rainfall this morning, had a strong thunderstorm right over top of Bonita Springs about an hour and a half ago. That has worked farther inland and has pretty much dissipated. A little light shower right along State Road 82 south of Lehigh Acres, and another shower south of that as well, south of Corkscrew Road. Bonita Beach Road, I-75, very wet go-of-things this morning, as we did have that strong thunderstorm earlier. And we're watching occasionally a few more showers that are developing out in the Gulf of Mexico. So pretty much everybody stands a shot this morning from Marco Island up in the Cape Hayes Peninsula to see a couple of downpours scattered about the coast first thing this morning. 80 degrees right now in Naples, very warm, very high humidity levels, and that's why we're going to see some areas of downpours this morning. 79 degrees currently in Fort Myers. Chance of rain continues into the afternoon, starts at the coast, ends in inland area, so that should leave most of the coastline dry this afternoon. A high today around 92 degrees.
And good Thursday morning to you. Taking a live look out at the I-75 exit ramp northbound to Bonita Beach Road. You see that we are slick on that stretch of 75 after some of those early morning showers over Bonita Springs this morning. So definitely want to give yourself some extra time on these roadways through Bonita this morning. Imperial Parkway 75, Old 41, Bonita Beach Road going to be wet out there this morning, likely causing you some delays early on. Right now, though, across Fort Myers, we're looking pretty good. All of our overnight construction on 75 is cleared. Some delays on 41 through South Fort Myers. Otherwise, we're good and crash-free all across the area this morning. That's your Wink News traffic. Jen, back over to you.
Wink News is getting brand new video out of Ferguson, Missouri, where police are using tear gas and rubber bullets to disperse protesting crowds. On the right side of your screen, you can see a TV crew running to safety after police threw tear gas at them. This comes as police and protesters clashed for a 4th straight day in the wake of the shooting that killed unarmed 18-year-old Michael Brown. The town of Ferguson, a St. Louis suburb, has faced unrest since Saturday's shooting. Witnesses are saying Brown, a black teen, was surrendering to police, but a white officer shot him anyway. Police are not yet releasing that officer's name.
His statement is, going to be put together with all the other witnesses' statements, and what we want is the truth of what happened.
As I come up onto it, I saw the officer pulling him in, and I saw him trying to pull away.
The violent protests are even postponing the first day of school in Ferguson. Police are saying they were forced to use tear gas because protesters were using Molotov cocktails.
We're at 6:04 this morning, the highest level of emergency now in place as U.S. Special Forces are assessing the humanitarian crisis in Iraq. Hundreds of thousands of Iraqi civilians are being forced from their homes, threatened to death by Islamic militants if they don't convert from their Christianity. The U.S. is still dropping food and water to a group of refugees stranded on a mountaintop, but is now less likely to go rescue them because many have been able to cross safely into Syria. President Obama is waiting to be briefed on the situation before he determines the next step for U.S. forces.
We're not putting ground forces into a combat role in Iraq. We're using U.S. military personnel to assess what the best way is to bring people to safety and what the best way is to provide them with humanitarian assistance.
The UN's highest emergency level means that more goods and money are going to be available to help the Iraqi refugees.
Israel is accusing Hamas militants of breaking a newly agreed to 5-day temporary ceasefire. The new deal comes as Israeli and Palestinian officials continue to negotiate a long-term deal for peace to end the conflict in Gaza. The ceasefire extension came just 10 minutes before the previous truce was set to expire. Israel claims Hamas fired 5 rockets. Egypt is leading long-term ceasefire negotiations, and officials say there is, quote, significant progress. On to This Morning, Week News is learning Florida leads the nation in foreclosure filings.
The newest Realty Track report finds that overall foreclosure activity increased 2% in July from June. Week News Money Watch reporter Joe Wagner is live for us at the New York Stock Exchange with those details and our money news. Good morning.
Good morning, Jen and Rob. All new this morning. 1 in every 469 homes in Florida received a foreclosure filing. But Southwest Florida didn't lead the state. So here, let's break down some of the numbers. 1 in every 478 Lee County homes received a notice. In Collier County, it was 1 in nearly every 1,800 homes. Naples led the county with 1 in every 1,671 homes getting a notice. 1 in every 496 Charlotte County homes received a notice. And despite the 2% increase, overall foreclosure filings are down 16% from 2013. SeaWorld Entertainment stock tumbled 32% yesterday after the company said fewer people are visiting parks. The Harry Potter ride at Universal Studios may be luring customers away. The company's also been under fire since that release of the documentary Blackfish. It criticizes the way SeaWorld treats its animals. SeaWorld rejected those claims. Well, here in Wall Street, the markets rebounded. The Dow gained 91 points Wednesday, bringing it back to positive territory for the year. The Nasdaq finished 44 points higher. Jen and Rob?
Well, Jill, the restaurant experience might get faster for some of us. What's happening here?
Yeah, no more waiting for the check at many restaurants. The popular reservation app OpenTable has launched a new program that lets customers check their bill throughout the meal, pick a tip, and then slide to pay. This is available at dozens of restaurants in San Francisco and New York, with plans to expand to other cities. I love the idea. Jen and Rob?
It is a great idea, and I'm sure it'll be a huge help to servers. I'm sure it's got to be awkward for them. I know when I was a server it was, when you're hovering around the table trying to see, are they ready for their bill, are they not? It expedites the whole process.
Sometimes you want to go, and then sometimes I find the more expensive the place, they're ready to kick me out.
Well, yeah,
because they
turn it
want
over.
somebody else to come after me.
Yeah.
They want another table in there.
Absolutely, that's where they make their money. Jill, we're going to check back in with you, speaking of money, at 9:30 over on WXCW. What are you working on for us then?
Well, some of our favorite items are going to cost more this fall. Unfortunately, it's some we've discussed, things like coffee and chocolate, but there are even more on the list. I'll tell you what they are coming up at 9:30.
Oh, boy. All right, Jill, have a great morning.
Sorry. I know, I'm the bearer of bad news.
Bearer of bad news. All right, have a great morning anyways. That's all right. You're watching Southwest Florida's most watched morning news, Week News this morning.
Coming up after this break, Week News meteorologist Joey Sovine will help you plan out the day. Your weather on 1 on 1's forecast when we return. It's 6:08.
Some call me the gangster.